these lanes and snowball 2v2, like 2v2s, 3v3s. Whereas you look at like the Fury comp, they want a team fight. Like pretty much they just want to survive laning phase and get the team fights. If they're even, they're going to have a much easier time like playing out these objectives.
And you say try and make it even because you mentioned that this bot lane could be kind of scary for the Xayah if they find themselves sustaining a whole bunch of their harass. Otherwise, if they can get themselves in a laning phase looking A-OK, then those team fights going to look, yeah, pretty rosy for them. Let's load ourselves into the Rift then for game number 2. Fury with an absolute barn burner of a game 1, actually able to steal it away with a base race, denying that of their opposition, playing for the Elder instead. As for KNG, they'll be looking to try and serve up some revenge and look to walk away and end week 2 with a point.
Yeah, I also really like the Gnar pick from Wudon here. I think that like we saw it in the LCK recently, and it's one of the original counters to Cassante. Like just being able to kite him permanently in mini Gnar really makes his life hard. And Gnar is also like in the right hands, that champ can do work in team fights.
So talk to me about a little bit more about these sort of win conditions that both teams are playing for. You mentioned that Fury have a really strong team fight and they'll be hunting for those as a result, but it's all about getting through laning phase first of all, whereas for KNG, it's about strong individual matchups. We're looking at LB and Graves in particular, but would you say that they're much more inclined to say we want to play our own game, not be drawn into this Fury strat of we have to match you for these team fights you're seeking out, or would you say they want to try and play for the split push, try and draw away members of Fury to sit in those side lanes all day?
Well, ideally from laning phase, as you can see, like stuff like Fury going for Ignite, like they really want to play this snowball early. Like I hope to see Invictus invade Nox's bot side here, as he did Wardy's top side camps. He knows where he's going to be. I want to see them like push the margin early game and get a lead in so they're able to like push those side lanes in mid game and have positioning for team fights, so they're not just straight up front to backing 5v5s. Yeah,
that's not ideal, absolutely not. So let's see then if they can actually find that success with an Ignite available for them in the mid lane. That could certainly be the difference maker to try and snowball them ahead. And LeBlanc that is ahead is certainly one to be feared. We've certainly, over the years, seen a lot of proficient LBs grace our lands, and yeah, one of those 1v9 champions you've really got to keep your eyes on. But it's been a long time since we saw a Gnar. Feels like forever, despite it being a champion. It's always been at the top of things. So keen to see how Wudon can pilot this. Yeah, hold Tapoon, basically. I could Wudon! It doesn't really have the same impact.
We'll try.
We will try. If it happens, it happens. But I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon at only level 3. Invictus going to go through a bit of an invade. Ward goes down, spots out Nox. They're going to go for that cheeky 1v1. The case becomes then, which bot lane can rock up first? Because they're still going at it. The red buff is burning. The heal is coming. The campfire is there. And he's feeling energized to run back in. Kurak now popping some damage. Heal goes out. Some of it at just that. Jumping across. The chain hits the blue buff. That's not what you want. And that buff doesn't know where to go.
Yeah, still, they're still getting what they want. Maybe he finds the killer, actually. There's a flash.
Crazy. Surely not.
Decides not to go for it.
That would have been a wild dive. He's just dying to wolves.
Yeah, so they weren't able to find the kill there, but like, Kenga still find what they want. They get the invade. He's pretty much gonna just trade sides here. Maybe Nox does go for the invade top side, but I think Wudon with his priority will just spot him out, and they should be able to deny that.
They're going to go for the scuttler first of all. Actually, so much damage coming out here from Chirp. Fury in a lot of trouble. These chains, they're connecting. He's able to jump on in and find what he needs and really even out this melee range mismatch. And Nox might even tee up the idea of a dive. Last cone into the mid-wave connector. Decides against it in the end as Fury once again just looking to try and get as much as he can before he's forced back home.
Yeah, so Nox decided to use his tempo there to hover mid, try for the dive. So now he hasn't killed the blue buff. Invictus is coming over with double longsword here, so he's in trouble.
Certainly is. He's got a big stat check as he's not going to find any success from Chirp. He's
no
gone
flash.
back to base. He's got nowhere to go. He's running the wrong way right now, looking to actually go towards the turret. Can he deny himself before Wudon gets here? Would Wudon flash? He certainly will, but he misses the boomerang. He misses the boomerang. The flash is for nothing, and Nox is laughing straight to the bank.
He does grab the killing speed though, which is still quite a bit. Like he's going to find himself almost like half a level there. You'll see like the level advantage will come through. Maybe even swing the top lane matchup.
Hopefully, Tally. That is what I'm hoping for. I like that. The silver grace, the silver lining rather as, oh my gosh, look at that. The all-in at only 85 HP. Refuse had a crack at it. He's burnt the ignite, but he's just missed it. Even with the electrocute proc, it was not enough. That's item dip, honestly.
Yeah, this is just like the TP versus Ignite matchup. Like, Invictus is going to come here and help him get the reset, which is like really nice for Fury. Like, he needs to get the space off. He did lose a lot of health while having the Ignite, so he was stuck in lane on an extreme low amount of health. He's getting bailed out here by his jungler. Invictus is happy getting more experience. Like, he's having a good time.
Let's check him with his bot lane in, see how that one's faring. And I think very much to what your expectations were set to be, right? That Reeler is laying down the damage and keeping Hooper in check here on the Xayah, saying it's not going to be an easy laning phase for you, much like it wasn't in game one. It's going to really test your ability to be stable. And I don't really think you had the luxury like you do on a center where you can walk out of that 1-1-5 and say, well, it doesn't really matter. We had the support item to rely on. You're going to need to find some source of strength as the Xayah, because that ultimate is going to be game-changing. But let's see if Reeler can convert this one into anything much more. Obviously, the Varus is insanely strong and is going to be going for the on-hit build with this Renata.
Yeah, we did assume that like Varus is going to be going on hit when he was paired with the Renata. Like, I think that if Varus did decide to go poke, like Xayah would have a much harder time in laning phase, but the Varus would not be able to play team fights as well as he could while being on hit.
3 members in the area looking to collapse now are Fury on this mid lane. See if they can try and bait out some re-3 before he hits level 6 as the chains go in. Chip to start things off. He's got the hijack available if he so desires to go for it right here and now. Spotting out Kurak, realizes that that play is no longer a possibility, so they're just going to peel away with a numbers advantage to try and take those Void Grubs.
Very smart KNG. They're going for the dragon. They know good souls are coming.
Certainly do know. They've heard the mantra that Tally's in the building. It means that we are going to get a good one, but the Elder, unfortunately, that is the Tally curse. It means that's a base raise. Hooper, he's found himself an enemy jungler, and he's not happy about it. Neither find themselves with an ultimate to try and get that killing blow. So we'll have to settle for just walking away, popping a potion, and being denied all these minions, as well as a plate being picked up by Reeler right now. That is the trade-off for all those grubs being picked up by Nox and Co.
Yeah, it's not too bad giving the grubs here, as they do go onto the bot lane.
Let's see what they can find. Flash from Kurak, shove back, piercing arrow, and the first blood. Beautiful there. Really well orchestrated by Invictus as KNG get themselves that first kill.
Yeah, really nice Q flash there by Kurak. Finder wasn't able to react in time, but you know, at least they did get the grubs. The reason why I'm saying that giving the grubs wasn't so bad is pretty much every single matchup when Fury can't hit turrets. Like, it's very, very hard for them to find any like windows to do damage to turret. They're playing melee versus range matchups. It's more than likely something that they will have to like find windows to do in the mid-game.
Let's see what they can do, because much like game one went the way of KNG, the early game is once again favoring them. They find themselves up by a nice little amount already, only 8 minutes into this. And Fury still is going to be hunting for that solo bowler. He needs it to try and break open this game, to try and bridge the difference actually, because he's already fallen a little bit behind in terms of that CS.
Yeah, I think at this point of the matchup, like Salas can really, really easy navigate it. Like, LeBlanc missed a window to snowball and like get the lead. I think like if I was the Silas here, like I'm very comfy. Like, you can always just Q farm and just like match the damage every time she goes into poke. You're not too worried about this matchup anymore.
Let's see now, with Nox not having level 6 just yet, he's still going to go for this dragon. He's not to see if they can sneak this one away from their opposition and prevent any stacking of the Drakes that KNG may be hoping to achieve once again. They're not interested whatsoever. Not in a position either to actually make that one a reality. Fury goes back to base. Invictus much more interested in taking the respawn of his camps. And the bot lane, very much stuck underneath their own tower. So first dragon and, well, actually both objectives really going the way of Fury. Definitely changing up their early game strategy here.
Yeah, we'll probably just see Invictus keep farming until he gets up his Ghost Blade. Like, I don't really expect him to be playing an insanely aggressive Graze until he gets like that extra bit of movement speed out of combat where he can just run around the map and really impact. But he is coming into lane here. Maybe he expects a gank is going to happen.
And he could be right, as we do see in the minimap that Nox is certainly pathing towards the spot lane. He is going to walk into the river and he's going to be spotted out. Unless the control would actually, I tell a lie, is going to deny them, so they have no idea. Invictus is going to be very patient of this one. Face check from Kurak, he's going to realize that, oh, no, he's already gone. Recall just in the nick of time.
This is just a good read from Nox. Like, you know, like when I'm pretty sure that they saw him. So like when you see the bot lane still playing aggressive after seeing the jungler, it's a bit too obvious that they're playing aggressive for a reason. Like he assumes Invictus is behind him as the ult does go wide.
Yeah, that's not the best case scenario, but the saving grace would be that Invictus has gone back to base. He was waiting patiently to see if they could snag anything, but now he's going to definitely be on the hunt for a kill. You mentioned it before, the Youmu's Ghost Blade picked up now, so Graves certainly feeling really strong about his chances to take those 1v1s. There's Nox still sitting on components.
Yeah, we're not too happy having triple longsword at this point in the game, but like he does have his ult. Like he's going to have the same impact in team fights. He's just not going to be able to find that like instant burst combo onto someone. I think the top lane is going like as expected. We're just having Gnar priority like all the time. Like Cassante goes tier 2 boots. He doesn't really take damage anymore from auto attacks. As long as we're keeping priority on our side lanes and we're still just able to enable Graves to like keep invading, we might be able to see this early game snowball still.
As long as we have that pressure for him to, you know, continue trucking on through these camps. Well, he's up by 20 at the moment, right? So if he can get a monumental lead, that certainly looks to equal out the difference here in the mid lane. As they're going to go and try and make that play, the chains have to come out, the ignite, the disengage, and the ultimate that actually misses as he flashes afterwards. And that's a massive let off for Chirp.
Ooh, that's gotta hurt. Well, you know, they still choke them out, they still get pride mid, you know, all about focusing on the positives still. They're gonna have access to the grubs.
That really does sound like that Sunday League soccer mum who's like, it's all right, you know, you tried your hardest, well done.
You should be proud of yourself for coming this far.
Yeah, you showed up, and that's the main thing, mate. Did you have fun? Yes, mum. Where's my free cheeseburger now? That's how it do be, but let's have a look what they can look to try and find as a second place prize. They don't get the kill, they get the pressure, as you say. That pressure is going to be utilised to try and find themselves some Void Grubs, as Tomasino is going to turn up the music, and so I can try and get a 1v1. I've had enough of all this range mismatch. So 1, 2, 3, you can't touch me, you can't flash, you can't kill me! Oh no, Tomasino, it's all gone wrong.
Just impressive to dodge so many Qs there. Honestly, like, I'll give it to Wudon. Instead of saying Tomasino missed, we're a positive cast today, guys. Tomasino didn't miss, Wudon dodged, okay?
Wudon's just too good. He's just too good. They've broken ankles, and they've broken your perception on how to be a caster. It's like good cop, bad cop. I didn't realize I had to play bad cop. This feels different to me, but either way, we'll see how this one fares.
You're
really going to stand
now.
up to the way. Yeah, well, that's it. No Rusty here. You can't be grumpy. We need to fill that void. Let's see what happens here in the bot lane now, because we talk about these CS leads. I feel like 20 is the magic number. It's been found in all the right places.
Yeah, we're just seeing like a little bit of a snowball from what's happened earlier on in the game. Like Zai was forced off the turret, like didn't get access to the farm when they were getting the grubs. We'll see if the Varus is able to snowball the lead he has, though. I feel like they're not really going to look to do too much until he gets bought. But his gank is coming in bot. Graves is around.
Certainly is. The bouncy board and knock back really to start things off. Nox is on the hunt. He's got one target in mind, and that is take down this Varus. But out goes that hostile takeover. And Nox realizes that my team is not here to back me up. They literally cannot do anything. So jumping into the sky goes Hooper, rips back the feathers, and tells Wudon to have a nice day.
Very close in the mid lane. But honestly, another winner of this is Tomasino. Like, he does have free access to that top turret with 3 gloves. He's going to get damage done. Zai did blow ult here, so we'll see if Invictus does want to go forward.
It's on vision. They definitely know that he's here. 2 walls definitely confirm that it is, in fact, a Grave. That's not a clone. He's going to get locked in place. The flash actually nearly into the waiting arms of Chirp there as the ult comes out from Fino, making sure that nobody's going to fall on down on this occasion. And with everybody low on mana, there's no chance that they're going to go for an overforce here. With Dragon spawning, Invictus is actually going to respawn, or rather recall, in the pit.
Almost think that Invictus played that way too safe. I think that, like, with the flash, the Renata W, that if Zaz did go in there, he is going to do an insane amount of damage and almost kill everyone there. But he did decide to use the flash early.
Maybe feeling the pressure of the score, the series, the implication of what this head-to-head matchup could offer.
Yeah, it definitely does get to you. Like, I can't admit, like, that, like, very tough points. You don't want to, like, it's a flip. You don't have to do that, but, like, you could, you know? So, like, he's probably in the mindset, like, I'm fed, like, I can take over this game if I just, like, play slow, do my job.
Yeah, I don't need to do anything too crazy right now. I know that I'm strong. I just need to take the calculated risks. And that one may be a little bit too far for him. He is 3-0. And the rest of his team now is looking to try and up the ante and get as strong as him as the Ludens comes out. The Blood of the Rune King now completed for Reela, but it's not without Fury answering back with some strong skills of their own. They've got the Ardent Sensor. They've certainly got themselves a Storm Surge as well when Chirp looks to try and engage things off. Not going to find what he's after, but it doesn't mean that Nox is going to start as well. As Chirp hijacks away the Renata ultimate, doesn't find anything. The self-casting the bailout, but the kill's not quick enough. So he doesn't survive. A little bit too late there from Kurak.
A couple more seconds and that Renata ult would have been up just earlier, and if he got that Renata ult off, that could have been a completely different fight.
It certainly could have been. It's a fadeaway ult as he falls on down. That was his demise, and there was no real opportunity for them to get a kill with him that far back as Rilla jumps in. Layers damage on towards Nox, and Fury finally gets his number and takes down Chirp for 30 seconds. Without a jungler, what do they do now?
That's what he needs. Exactly what he needs. He's completed his item. He full rotation styles and just takes him off the map. Real also has his walk, and you saw the damage he was putting out to Xin there. Good job by KNG to know that they can still fight that down numbers because they don't have ultis.
Certainly got their timers working, that support furiously spamming, copy-paste on those numbers in the chat, making sure they know what to play for, and they found that moment and executed it really, really nicely. Let's see if they can actually translate this into a second objective as they work their way towards the top of the map and really make Nox's life a bit of a living hell.
You know what, honestly, like, we got shard support sometimes because I was a lazy player. I didn't time summons. I always just relied on, you know, Aladoric to do that job for me.
The GOAT, so, yeah. Whenever I saw like Aladoric streams or any support play streams, I just felt sorry for them, man. They're just doing math on the fly whilst having to, like, you know, be a therapist for this, the rest of their team. Mentals in check, wards all placed. It's a tough life.
I do the classic, like, I ping the flash, and then when someone's like, oh, does he have flash? And I press Z and I scroll up, and then I see, oh, it has been 5 minutes. Nope.
Yeah, quick napkin math. Oh, no, it hasn't. Nah, you're right, mate. You can make that play. I give you permission.
You can gank my lane. Have you ever done the classic, like, oh, he has no flash, come gank, but, like, he actually does to, like, bait your jungler?
Oh, yes, I have. And then they come, and then it happens, and they get pissed, and then you probably get muted.
Yeah, but like you blew their flash and you choked my lane. Like, you won my lane. It's a win-win.
And then you're like, see, it doesn't have flash now, guys. And look at that point. It's going to be insanely passive-aggressive, as I'm sure it probably is in this game as well. You can see that both teams are trying keen to find a fight, but almost like waiting for the opposition to make that misstep.
Yeah, it's going to be a bit more of a quieter game. Graves is just going to constantly want to, like, cycle his camps, keep growing this lead. Like, he's getting extremely strong. Not really much happening because it's double range support, so we don't have those, like, Nautilus hooks going out. I think we're just going to be waiting until the objective spawns, or maybe they want to collapse on the bot side, as you do see Refu in the bush.
Wants to go for the one shot. He's looking for the damage. Oh, the change just missed. Nice to stall back afterwards to prevent Sherp finding any clapback on that occasion. But Nox is in the area and might look to do just that now. The punishment is real. The flash instantly coming on out. The chains agonizingly close, but the knock-up gets it done. The TP comes in, and Woodham can be in a bit of trouble right now. He knits the heat mega right here and right now. He jumps across, out of range. Surely he gets knocked. Oh, yes, he does in the end. He missed the bolt, and for a second I thought, no way. He does make it a 1-for-1.
Yeah, we'll probably see Woodham stay around bot here as well to, like, hit the turret. Oh, he is going for the recall. Never mind. Mid lane is open though, because they are rotating around the map to try cover as much as this as they can. But Woodham has decided to go for the quick recall to cover top lane after his TP. He won't have TP available for this dragon, while Tomasino will, so we'll see how they want to play the side lanes.
Yeah, it was a little bit awkward there with the mismatch of Refury falling on down, Woodham TPing to cover, and then sort of Tomasino having a free range to do as he pleases. That results in Fury getting themselves the first turret of the game, opening up the map just a little bit, and looking to try and get themselves in touching distance of this gold lead that KNG have brought up. So let's check in and see where all that gold has been distributed. As you can see right now, 3 members of KNG all sitting firmly at the top of the table with 7,000 gold to their name. Really no surprises. With a bounty, not a single kill. But he's been farming up an absolute treat with 2 assists and a bunch of CS, the most in the game. That's what you'd like to see from an on-hit Varus. You need money. You need lots of items.
Yeah, he is sitting comfy right now, as we do fail to blast him over the wall. Chain does land, but unfortunately Invictus is out of range to follow this up.
Yeah, not an easy one for him to follow up on that for sure. So, once again, your favourite word, it's good tempo. You know, we'll think about the positives here. It means that they're back to base, another chance for them to open up more of this map, another tower going their way, and I think what we're really starting to see is that they're just always playing around this Graves. Wherever he is, they know he's strong, he's got the Herald, he's got the 2 items, he's got the ability to try and kill people.
Yeah, like he has these 2 items, like he's really online, he's ahead of the tempo of this game. I think that he's pretty much sitting, this is the Graves that you see in solo queue, and not the one that you expect in competitive.
Very, very different outlook to what we've usually got of Graves in competitive, that is for sure. It's all about looking to try and get as much accomplished on an individual sense as he goes back to base to pick up his own tier 2 boots to become a bit of a tank, whilst dealing out criminal amounts of burst through that lethality. Black Cleaver now done by Woodham as well to try and complement the rest of that as well. So really sitting at a pretty comfortable spot, you'd have to say, if they were to invite Fury into a team fight, which is what they've been looking for and might finally be granted. As Nox is the target, the ultimate goes out, but it doesn't matter. This was not enough healing from Findo to support him from afar. Tomasino drags out Refury. Where are you going? Straight back to that grey screen. as the hostile takeover comes across, but it does not matter, not the right angle. And Hooper is so close to taking him down. Can't get the kill with the rip back at the feathers. Cleanses to get more uptime, but look how low KNG are.
And this was all done with Varus on the mid wave. He has free time with the turret right now, so it's not too bad. Maybe they do still want to walk in for this dragon and see what Invictus does want to do. He does. Looks like he does want to give it away.
What does he do? He does nothing. 4-0 versus 0-4, it does not matter. He's not willing to throw away this game. And look, I think credit where it's due. You know, he knows he's in a strong position. You can see fights like this, they don't need to take too much.
Yeah, like this is another one of those cases where I think that like Invictus is really freed up in this fight, and he doesn't like pull the trigger. He doesn't just go forward like Flash, abuse how strong he is. He's just playing it a bit safe. He doesn't really like want to risk the game, which is completely fine as well in its own right. But sometimes you do need to be that like clutch factor that your team needs.
Sometimes what do they say? The best defense is a better offense, right? Sometimes you just need to showcase that. Well, I don't need to be scared if I just kill you because I have so much damage. So let's go on the hunt, and that's exactly what they're doing. They found Chirp. He's not got flash. He needs another 10 seconds, but he survived the onslaught of burst. Even then, Refury chasing right after. It's not enough to get taken down. I tell you what, this Silas is like a cat with like 9 lives.
He's just barely living all these engages, which is honestly very good for him. Like he's done well to like get to this point in the game. This is where I think like Silas starts to power spike. He's finally getting those items that like are very strong for him. This is honestly, this patch has been like a silent blessing for Silas outside of laning phase. I think that like your first item got nerfed because nothing really works with Silas, but every other item that you build on him is just significantly stronger now.
That's always been one of those interesting champions where you're building a little bit of durability, but yeah, insanely strong as a result of as well. The AP scaling is always a bit interesting when you still have like a support ultimate, for example. You're suddenly like, hey, this actually does damage. I'm not used to like getting one shot by like a Leona ult, for example. Like that's a little bit crazy, but certainly has a few good ultimates to try and take in this game. We've seen him use the hostile takeover with a good success. He's just surprised that the Graves ult would come out very shortly as well. As a bit of deja vu actually occurs at this exact same position. Rita with the flash forward, literally 2 inches to make sure that Chirp is forced to go away. The Zonius comes out, the TP to back him up from Tomasino as KNG are routed out of the enemy jungle right up to the top lane and concede all that pressure in mid.
But how much Chirp is getting caught, he is doing an insane amount of work. He's just always constantly chunking them out, living, wasting their tempo. Like you see KNG constantly just like basing, running top side, trying to find a pick, not succeeding, recall, repeat. Like this happened quite a few times in a row now, and like we see stuff like the Xayah is caught up in farm, if not overtaken, which is very promising for them based on what happened in laning phase.
Incredibly promising. This is the stability you were talking about and what you're hoping for them to try and achieve to get out laning phase with, right? That Hooper would actually be a real threat. Would have enough items under his belt that the Featherstorm would be the get-up or the escape plan, like the insurance idea, but wouldn't necessarily need to be burnt straight away because there was damage to dish out with that Kraken Slayer, bolstered by the rest of what he's working his way towards. KNG position themselves in the mid lane. It feels like we've been stuck in mid for like the last 5 minutes, really wrestling over, can we put Chirp back to base or can we hit this turret finally?
Yeah, they are griefing up for this turret, as they do hit the Renata onto Varus, and he does an insane amount of damage to his teammates.
Yeah, he's actually just taking Invictus down super low, and he's got to either clear some camps or go back to base again. It's completely thwarted their plans of finally taking down this tier 1. Like I say, they've been here for such a long time. They want to open the map, they want to expose more ganking angles, they want to make it even easier for them to contest these major objectives.
My one concern for KNG at this point in the game is LeBlanc is solo AP and she has not been finding the resources right now. Like, I think she's fallen very far behind the clock in terms of what items she should be having at this point in the game. And as you can see, like a huge amount of armor is coming out from Fury. And like, this is going to make it very hard for Rila and Invictus to do damage.
Yeah, you do need that sort of trade-off or that passing of the baton, right, from Invictus to Refury to say, look, I got all this accomplished with my Fed lethality build early on, but we do need an AP damage to really up the ante now. So far behind in the CS, almost a support at this point when you compare what he's like to the rest of his team in Woodon and Rila. So been unlucky a few times, not been able to convert those kills. Certainly has been one of those cases of Inch is not always adding on up as Nox jumps in and says, goodbye Rila, your job is done, but then he survives. Bailout is just OP, and Nox has been completely baited to stare at his KDA and think, how has it all gone so bad?
We've seen it time and time and again. This bailout is doing so much in these games. It's just very well played by them.
No. There's I don't even need to say anything. I don't even need to say anything. We all saw it. We were all thinking the same.
Worth Casante no flash.
Positivity tally. Smile.
Ooh, very close. Chirp does have the Gnar ult, so he does have the angle if he wants it.
Yeah, how much are Fury willing to try and force this one? At times it's a little bit awkward for them because as the Dragon spawns, so does Reeler. So it's not that they can really convert this 5v4 advantage into much more than just pressure and good vision control. That seemingly is the play right now as they look to attend 2 lanes, push those waves up before they go for the objective standoff.
Yeah, I don't really expect Tanger to want to walk in here. As you can see, like, they're opting into top side. It's very hard to, like, base check at this point. I don't think, like, I think if LeBlanc doesn't have setup, the champ doesn't really function. Like, you can't really find angles to poke people. But we will see what they want to do.
He certainly will do. Another Dragon goes down. Fury now sitting on a potential soul point to look forward to, which would be exciting. Chirp still with the Gnar ultimate available for him. He's going to try and drag himself into the throw of things. Once again, very, very close. Fury hunting for a target to try and execute down. Chains again missing. It's been a tough life for him. Trying to hit these chains. The smoke screen goes up. They're trying to hard force this one. Has to flash in to start it all off. Kirak unable to find what he's after with that handshake. And his ultimate, once again, very close to being available.
Maybe Tanger is starting to feel the pressure. I feel like they're trying to force fights. Like, they feel like they're going to get outscaled or, like, they can't really function if this game continues to go on.
Yeah.
They're trying to force these fights that are just really, really hard to start. I think that they should be feeling pretty comfy based on how the game's going. Like, there isn't a significant scaling advantage for either team. I think that, like, it just comes down to execution in the end. Like, you could consider Graves and Varus at the end of the game, like, extremely strong. But then again, you have a Xayah, and we've all seen, like, what that champion do at the end of the game.
It certainly can. I mean, as you say, it feels a little bit panicky, and maybe not taking full stock check of the fact that you are, at least from a gold sense, still ahead in this game. And yes, whilst your LeBlanc is fairly behind and is your sole source of AP, when given a chance, and certainly in tandem with Invictus, they will be able to kill somebody. Now, whilst Chirp is, you know, an abnormality to that and has survived countless occasions, I'm curious to see how KNG want to try and play this, because if they are going all desperation mode, then surely you just start up a Baron dance and force a fight there.
Yeah, I also think it does tie into the fact that, like, Fury keep getting away with murder. Like, KNG probably feel like they should have gotten a lot more kills from these picks that they've been getting. So maybe the panicky gameplay is, like, tied into the frustration that they've been feeling. But I don't really expect to see them start Baron, as they are going on to Gnar top lane.
The world's longest, most anticlimactic fight. 2 bruisers bashing each other down. Nothing really more to witness there, not even the junglers. They look at it, they were in the area and say, yeah, nah, I'm not keen on that one. Nothing really doing. So side lanes, now the major focus as we're fast approaching the 30-minute mark. Both games actually have been pretty long.
Yeah, these games have been hitting above average, I'm pretty sure. Also, something to touch on, like, based on his lane setups, is LeBlanc is bot with no ignite. So we'll see if Chirp does want to base and use his TP up towards the Baron. Maybe they do want to force something with a 5v4 advantage.
Either side, not too convinced that they want to make a play, not really take too many risks as well. And it might sound kind of crude, but it almost feels like this is one of those matchups like we had in the past. Like, it was like a Mammoth Gravitas that was either like super late game, crazy upsets, like a Baron steal, or a, as we just saw before, like the base race, or just like a kill per minute. It was one or the other, never anything different between those two. And this is certainly what it feels like this one is shaping up to be as well, because there's that calm before the storm. Everybody's farming, they're working towards that 3rd item, and I think if we can hit that break point first, then they say, look, this is the hill we die on. And I'd imagine that's probably in the next 2 minutes for the soul point.
Yeah, you pretty much see, like, the 3 completed items on most carries from KNG. They're feeling really comfy right now, and I wouldn't be surprised if they do want to start forcing something. The Fury carries still don't really have their huge items yet, but this Casante in the top lane is extremely strong. Like, he has 3 items that make him extremely tanky versus auto attackers. We'll have to see, like, if he's going to be able to survive these fights.
Please, can we get this game long enough that the Jack Show can come online as well, and we can see a 200 resistant AD carry just shredding people down, like actually just 1v9ing, but they're not dying. It's broken, and then with tandem with a Renata, I mean, the Bella probably doesn't even need to be required.
Yeah, like, honestly, I don't know if I want to watch what this Varus is going to do when he gets his full build. It's quite frustrating to watch, but, you know, also when Xayah does hit her breakpoints, like, that champion can absolutely take over the game. The only real threat on her as it goes towards late game is going to LeBlanc, but as we can see, like, Reef Street isn't really finding the angles. He doesn't really have the items. He doesn't really have the threat this game.
There he is, sorely behind. Let's see if there is any shake-up in this one, if they can try and pass across more CS to him right now as he jumps in from that side. They're going to try and take down Nox, and Nox is going to dash on in. Actually, unable to find much more than that. Somebody he'll burn on reload as he looks to try and press on forward. He's in the back line. Tomasino hot on his heels. The rip back of the Feathers are able to take down one. No Curak. That's important. But a shutdown going the way of Invictus. The perfect game for him on this Graves. 6-0-1, but Refury's gone. And Chirp is on the hunt as the Baron does get started.
Chirp has flash. We'll see how he's going to do with Snarl.
Oh! Flash in across the road. Look at that! The Storm Surge takes down two. Chirp, you beautiful individual. He's got it all done on his own terms.
Does that count as a bomber? I think that's a bomber.
Hey!
It's so beautiful to see this item proc on the AoE. It does so much damage. Like, this is one of the new additions to Season 14. As we do go into the replay, you see that Invictus is posturing very aggressively here. He wants the priority. Swap positions with the jungler. New Fury comes from the side, hits the chain. Nox still does not have flash, so he's just a sitting duck here. Like, he tries his best to get out. Really well played by Widowham to hit this nice ult, but Hooper does so much damage on the back end here with the huge rip back. And as you can see, we already know what happens going forward. They've postured for the Baron, they group up, Chirp finds the flash Snarl, and it lights out from there.
Crazy. Absolutely crazy set of circumstances. There's your ultimate, there's my flash. Good night, sweet dreams. Absolute bomber, just popped straight away like that. Easy double. And between Tomasino and Chirp, this says, don't worry, boys, we'll put you on our backs. We'll get this one done. And I'm sure Nox is just smiling whilst he's stuck in the base waiting to respawn, thinking, cheers, boys, I needed that.
He's just playing Xin Zhao and just watching his team just absolutely destroy everything around him.
He's like, don't worry, guys. I'll press my ultimate, protect you from the damage. Please just carry me across the finishing line, because this has not been a game that I want to remember anytime soon. But they are so strong, Tally. They've been down at a gold deficit this entire game. We're 32 minutes in. They are still down in gold. They're behind in kills as well. But it hasn't mattered, because the kills they found have been so impactful, and now they've got 3 Infernal Drakes and Infernal Soul at that too.
Yeah, Chirp has picked himself up the Sorting Hat, and he has the triple Infernal Soul, which is going to give him an insane amount of damage. He's sitting on 600 AP. I'm pretty sure this Snarl will do almost 80% of health of anyone on the enemy team.
Yeah, if it was disgusting before, imagine what it could do right now. I'm just really keen for these teams to have another crack at the Baron. And welcome. Provide an invitation to say, let's just give the viewers what they want. Another wombo combo, because they love hearing us scream and shout and get crazy with it as Nox jumps in with no hesitation. Flash onto Invictus. I need that kill. I need this Graves gone. How dare you play my champion? You've died once. There's no bounty to claim this time. But I still want to send a message.
Fury is doing a good job marking Chirp here. He just wanted to make sure that he wasn't able to TP to this fight and impact it, because if he does, he's going to have an insane impact. As Fury is flying the Baron here, they have really good positioning. This is Nasty P coming in, I believe, so he's going to be on the flank with Mega, so we'll see if they're going to fight before this runs out.
Uh-oh!
Good night.
What just happened to Renato? What on earth has just happened? Deleted, never going to have a chance to even try and set up and make a play. No flash, nothing. Gone before he even had a chance to blink. The Baron is gone. And Fury are really looking to try and answer to all the haters out there not believing, saying this was always going to be ours to take. It was going to be a perfect 2-0. Bans or not, we don't care. We are just better.
Don't need them. Who needs them?
Who cares?
Not me.
Yeah, not me. Look at us. We don't need bans. We just have the better hands. Majai's now picked up by Chirp, because he is definitely vibing out this game. 9 stacks before in the Seal, 9 stacks to Majai's. He's going to really showcase to Refury what a CS difference looks like.
Yeah, honestly, just really well played by Chirp this game. I keep singing his praises. He's just done a good job to navigate the ganks, and he's having an insane impact in these fights. He got gold and he's doing an insane amount of damage with it. It's really rare to see from carry players and Oath, so I think it's a good job for him.
Great turnaround from game 1 as well. He put in a solid shift on that Corki, and is really making a strong argument to become the MVP of this entire series if they can close this one out. They've got the Baron. They're setting themselves up to try and siege these turrets in a 1v4 situation as they find themselves with Tomasino tanking up 2 members. But it's easier said than done to try and take down the Cassante. And mind you, it's a full build Cassante. He's got everything. The support hybrid build that you were mentioning.
How funny is that? You just play a tank that one-shots each other, but you also are the support. As the Ronaldo does go out.
It does go out, but look what it achieved. Barely anything. The Redemption tops them completely up from all the damage they did to themselves. And the sieging continues. They've got to endure another 90 seconds of this.
Yeah, and Chirp's just sitting on the ult. He's got his flash again, he has his Zhonya's. If they want, he can play for the dive. But it doesn't look like they're going to go for the reset. Maybe they have items they want to buy here. I do hope to see the Crypt Bloom coming through from Chirp. when he has the money for it. I think that like that paired with Silas is like really good because you're able to find that one shot into that AoE heal for your team.
Yeah, I imagine he's sitting on a bunch of money right now, just not enough to complete that item. He's got the shards, so he's halfway towards it, and then a full build Silas at this point in the game. Absolutely terrifying. It feels like the Graves has certainly fallen off a fair bit at this point, and Refury was never really able to catch up. He's been lagging behind in terms of the tempo of this game, unable to find those kills to really try and snowball the game ahead. And such a tough ask, given that he invested in this Ignite build to try and win lane. And it never really materialized into much more than that. And despite being 0-6, Nox is still the one that's leading the line, not a care in the world, saying, well, wherever I go, a charge, a knock-up, I know that my team is there to back me up. Yeah,
and also another like Season 14 change that isn't really documented is like, it's very niche, but some champs want to go Cleaver plus LDR, but you're unable to build double armor pet items anymore, so see if they are able to take Casante down mid though.
No, don't tell me, in a 1v3 situation, he shreds off his resistances and nearly takes down somebody in the process. Look at all the space Tomasino has just provided for his team. Don't worry, boys, I'll die, but I'll give us an inhibitor. That is a worthwhile trade if I've ever seen one. The question now is, can KNG get anything more? They need bounties, they need help, they need divine intervention, because Baron is about to be up, or rather Elder, sorry, in a minute.
The redemption.
And that's what they need.
I mean, yeah, unfortunately he dies there, but getting that bottom inhibitor is like an insane map pressure that Fury is able to pick up. We do see if there'll be anything more around bot lane.
What would you like to see from Fury at this point? I suppose we can play both sides of this. For Fury, you're thinking they're up by 4k gold. This is their game to lose right now. The Elder would be almost too obvious of a play. They don't need to necessarily do that. They could just wait for the supers to crash in through bot lane and play it in textbook fashion. But then for KNG, how do they get themselves back into this? Is it once again the classic, just fight your way out of harm's trouble?
Yeah, it really is like fight your way out of harm's trouble. I want to see Fury like posture on this dragon with like Chirp in a flank position. I think that Casante just playing frontline, and if they hit that front to back with the Silas flank coming off probably mid lane, it's really hard to see them losing.
Certainly is. There's the Crypt Bloom. That's what you're after. A full build Silas now there to complement that of Tomasino. Fury are at peak potential. And they've really settled into this series, feeling very comfortable about how they find themselves right here and right now. Fast approaching 40 minutes into this one we are, as that fight does inevitably break on out, but the Crescent Guard has been broken and burnt very early on, and as it drops on down, the piercing arrow to kill, no! Yes, actually, we thought the heal from Final was enough, but no, the collateral damage from afar was there to get it done. In jumps Tomasino, ripping back Invictus. He flashes, he dashes, but he does not survive. Double for Chirp. And that, ladies and gentlemen, might be all she wrote.
Chirp accidentally killed Reeler. He did that much damage, he just accidentally killed him.
Oh, my bad. You're just a casualty of war. You've just fallen down in the process. I'm just too strong. What a first world problem that would be there for Chirp, as he's going to go hand in hand with the rest of his team to say, Refury, what on earth are you doing? You do not exist. You do not match me. This was always us. Who let them cook? Well, I'll tell you what, they let them cook, because they are frying up an ace into their first victory here in the LCO.
It really